In a village there lived a butcher named Mastan. He was the only one who sold goat meat in the village. For every celebration or gathering, people bought meat from Mastan's shop. One day the servant of a wealthy landlord came to Mastan's shop. He said, "Tomorrow there's a big feast at the landlord's house. Important and rich people are coming, and food will be prepared for 200 people. You must deliver 15 kilograms of fresh meat to the mansion by 6 a.m. tomorrow. You'll get your payment there." Mastan agreed but realized he didn't have enough meat. So he went to the goat seller's house and knocked on the door. The goat seller asked, "What's the matter, Mastan? Why are you here so late?" Mastan explained the situation and said he needed a goat immediately. The goat seller replied, "All right, but this goat will cost you 2,000 rupees." Mastan said, "Why are you charging 2,000 rupees for a 1,000 rupee goat?" The goat seller laughed and said, "It's for the landlord's feast, so it should be a 2,000 rupee goat. Take it or leave it. I'm going back to sleep." Mastan reluctantly paid 2,000 rupees and bought the goat. On his way home, he thought, "I spent my entire day's earnings, but it's okay. I'll get the money after the feast." He worked all night, cutting and preparing the meat, and by morning, he had 15 kilograms of fresh meat ready. At 6 a.m., Mastan reached the landlord's mansion with the meat. He asked the servant, "Where is Rustam?" Another servant. "I'm here to deliver the meat." The servant took the meat and told Mastan to wait outside, saying he would call Rustam. The servant then thought, "If I take 1 kilogram of meat, no one will notice." He secretly kept 1 kilogram of meat for himself and delivered 14 kilograms to Rustam. Rustam took the meat to the kitchen, knowing Mastan was waiting outside for his payment. In the kitchen, Rustam told the cook, "Make the food tasty." The cook thought, "If I take 2 kilograms of meat, no one will know." So he kept 2 kilograms for himself and cooked the remaining meat. Aslam, the person in charge of the feast, checked the food and also took a small portion for himself. When the guests started eating, they began complaining. "The landlord is so rich, yet the food is so little. If there wasn't enough food, why have a feast at all?" The landlord heard this and became furious. After the feast, he called everyone responsible for the event and questioned them. He asked Aslam, "You were in charge of the feast. What happened?" Aslam replied, "I made all the arrangements, but the food was already less. It's not my fault. Ask the cook." The cook, hiding the 2 kilograms of meat he had taken, said, "It's not my fault. Ask Rustam." Rustam, who still hadn't paid Mastan, blamed Mastan for the issue. Mastan, upset by the false accusations, came forward and said to the landlord, "For the past 10 years, I have been the only butcher in this village. I've always provided meat for your family's events without any problems. To fulfill your servant's request, I even paid double for the goat. I delivered the meat at 6 a.m. as promised, but your servant Rustam made me wait all day for my payment. Please believe me, I am honest." The landlord, who trusted Mastan, ordered his servants to search Rustam. They found 6,000 rupees hidden in his clothes. Rustam was caught red-handed. The other servants also confessed to their mistakes. The cook admitted to taking 2 kilograms of meat, and the servant who took 1 kilogram confessed out of fear. The landlord was furious with all of them. He paid Mastan for the meat and promised to always support him in the future. Moral of the story: dishonesty always leads to punishment.